Thanks for joining us. Yeah, first Big Ten win for UCLA women's volleyball, and it was a nice win against a great team. Ohio State historically is a really strong and scrappy team, and they put a lot of teams in trouble. I thought our team tonight did a really nice job from the end line, putting pressure on Ohio State with our service. I thought we were able to shut down number 22 Londot, who is an All-American, puts up a lot of points for that team. I thought our team did a really nice job with the scout and then adapting to some changes they made in the third set. So overall, just a really great team win led by these two sitting up here.
Coach, how does it feel to be undefeated in the Big Ten?
Undefeated, I wish we were undefeated. We lost to Nebraska on Friday, but we're undefeated at home. So we're gonna, yeah, that feels really good. This is such a great conference, you know. Every night I told our kids, or our young women I should say, it's going to be a battle, and it's a different equation we got to battle with every night. And so Nebraska on Friday is different from Ohio State, and our team feels good to get this, to be back home, one in Westwood, and then to get the win, certainly.
In terms of styles of play from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten, what difference have you noticed?
I think the Big Ten is big. That's truly and I mean that across the board. The Pac-12 is a really skilled conference. You got great volleyball players, but the size of the players in the Big Ten, I think you gotta handle a lot of heat and a lot of power in this conference. So it's just different in terms of the hits that are coming through, which we size up well with. We got some good size, good blocking, and yeah. So I'd say that's probably the biggest difference is the power that's coming from across the net.
Ladies, what did you think about your team's play today?
Yeah, I think we did very well at just adapting to everything that they were doing. The other team was a great team, and we just took our time in the huddles to really front load what we're going to do next, and we just capitalized and did runs when it counted.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we've stayed pretty consistent. Ohio State's a great team. We knew that coming in, and I think we didn't really let them kind of push us around, which was huge for us.
Although the crowd wasn't really big, but it was very, very loud. What do you take from the crowd? I mean, how does that help you guys when it comes to winning?
Yeah, I mean, we love when people come to Poly and watch. You can hear it all over, just cheering for us, and when we score points, hearing everyone celebrating us. I think that helps a lot with confidence-wise and just keeping the momentum on our side.
Yeah.
Coach, how much pressure do you put on yourself to live up to this legacy of UCLA women's volleyball?
I don't sleep ever. No, I'm kidding. I don't know that I subscribe to that. I think that's a known. UCLA volleyball historically has a lineage of greatness and championships, but the reality, and I tell our team this every day, is the only thing we can do is be great in the day we're in. And so thinking about that doesn't really help me. I don't think it helps our team. We're just about getting in the gym and being really mindful and intentional with how we go about the moments we get. And so we do that, good things are going to come. I believe championships will start to come here. So one step.
What major changes have you made, from the previous coaching style to your coaching style?
I can't attest to that coaching staff because I wasn't here, I just know what I do and what our staff does, and I think, culturally we try to be a really collaborative and integrated culture where we're working with our athletes, so they have a lot of autonomy. I mean, they're the ones out there playing, this is their experience, we're here to guide them, so they take we give them a lot of space to take ownership of not just their play, but the direction of team, and I think that's when teams are really thriving, when they're kind of driving the ship and we're guiding them more or less. So I'd say that's a big thing. I don't know, maybe they can attest to this better. Grayce was here for both staffs, so that'd be a big question for you.
Yeah, I feel like the staff does a really good job of keeping us kind of together as a family, and I don't think one thing that they kind of attest to a lot is it's no power structure of we're going to tell you guys what to do and it's how it's going to be done. I think we have a lot of say as teammates to adjust in practice and games and whatnot, and I think that freedom or that trust that they have for us is huge in our success.
Coach, you just spoke about player empowerment, affording your team the ability to have some collaboration and say, where did that develop and why is that important to you?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Where it developed, I think, you know, coaching styles over the years, I've experienced a lot of different coaches as a player. I've coached teams very differently. I'd say the way I coached, you know, back in 2010 at Minnesota is very different from how I coached at Illinois in 2018. And so there's just an evolution of, we've learned athletes are better when they have some autonomy and they're taking ownership of their process, you know. So I think we certainly guide, and there's a trust component. It's not like, here's the keys, run everything. Like, they got to earn some things, and we got to make sure we teach them through, you know, if it's volleyball or just how we want them to operate in the program. It's always this spectrum that we're moving through, and I think right now we're seeing our team has been here, most of them a couple years with us now, and understand how it goes, so they get a little more, you know, like they get a little more room to like move things as they wish because we have more trust built. And so for me, I think that's the best way, because at the end of the day, they have to be on the court. They're responsible for this program. Like, we guide. We're mentors, we're guiders, we're not puppet masters. We don't want to be that. They got to leave and be adults after they leave UCLA volleyball, and that's also our job, not just to teach them volleyball.
Grayce and Kiki, knowing the autonomy that the coach is affording you all, how did he challenge you all coming into today's matchup against Ohio State? And because of that autonomy, how did you all prepare and just like mentally dial in with the challenge that you guys face today?
Yeah, I would say he did really good with the scout. Us coming in, like, we knew who their big hitter was. We knew that they were a great team. And it's kind of just like looking inward at the team, like, hey, they're a great team, but so are we. So he just let us know it's going to be point by point. So it's just honestly trusting the team and trusting the training, and we just showed up today and were able to pull out the win.
Ladies, how do you feel to have a teammate not like numbers like that?
That's Audrey.
Yeah, no, I love Audrey. I think we have a lot of trust in her. She's coming back for her 5th year, and so I've been able to be with her for a few years now, so I know how good she is as a setter, and I think we all just trust her on the court to run our offense.
Yeah. This is my first time being able to play with Audrey. I love her to pieces. She gives me so much confidence when I'm out there swinging, and if I mess up, she's like, hey, next ball's coming straight to you, and like they're all there for my cover, so love Audrey.
I guess this is a question for all of you. You know, I think it was in set 2 and 4, you girls came back from a major deficit. You almost came back in the 4th set as well too, but was it the 3rd? Okay, cool. Sorry about that. What was discussed in the huddle, and you know, what changes did you make to close that gap?
Honestly, we've been trained for those moments in practice, and we just looked at each other like, hey guys, like, we have done this in practice, we can do it again right now. So we just had that confidence, and we looked at each other, went out there, and then just didn't go our way. So we came out into the 4th set and made sure we finished the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think we train a lot in practice, like being down by 2 or more, and I think that was something in the beginning of the year that we struggled with a little bit, and so focusing on that in practice helped us like focus on it in games. And so when we were down by that deficit in the 3rd set and 2nd set, no one was stressed out. I feel like we all kind of knew like that we could come back because, again, we do it in practice every day.
Yeah, I think this team's working a lot on awareness for like the flow of a match and when things shift. Like we talked about Ohio State coming out and doing some things that are different, as good teams are going to do. And so it's having the ability to see that that's happening and then counter whatever changes they made. And I thought we did a great job in the 3rd set of making that counter to some adjustments they made. It was a little much late on that. Like we could have done it sooner in the set, but man, we almost had that 3rd set, and then I think that carried out into the 4th set certainly.
I highly doubt that it was intentional, but there were quite a few balls that went off the heads and faces. When you see them struggling, setting the ball or digging the ball, what does that do for you as a hitter?
Honestly, it's just like a momentum thing. We're like, hey, like we have them frazzled, like let's capitalize on it. Let's make this run now. That's honestly all it does for me.
Yeah, I think it's just like motivational. Like you get a kill, like you know that they're like struggling on defense, whatever it may be. I think that just like gives us the freedom to swing away at balls.
Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us. Appreciate it.